Everyone in this digital platform, and I am going to continue your English. And already Rashi Madam had taught you some lessons, and I am going to continue after that. But since your unit test is going on, I think it would be better if we revise some of the chapters which we have already taught to you. In this regard, let's start with the first chapter of Moments, The Lost Child, written by Mulk Anand. So, as we start this chapter, The Lost Child, let's know something about the writer of this story, Mulk Anand. He was an Indian writer in English. He is noted for his stories about the life of poor people in the village, and he was born in 1905 in Peshawar. That time it was in India, but now it is in Pakistan, and he died in Pune in 2004. Among his books, two of his books which were very famous were The Coolie and The Untouchable. So now let us continue the story of lesson 1, The Lost Child. The story begins like this. It is given in your book, first page, first paragraph. It was the festival of spring. Why it is called festival? Because before spring there was winter season, and people like to stay indoors during the winter season. They don't like to go out, but during the spring season people like to go out. It's not so cold. So here also people are very gaily means happy. They clad means they wear good clothes, new clothes. Humanity refers to people here. Some walked, so some of them they were going out of their house by walking. Some were riding horses, some were sitting in the bullock cart, and they were going to fair to enjoy the spring season. So among them there was a family, and in this family there was one little boy who was running between his father's leg, brimming over with laughter. Means his laughter is compared with brimming. Brimming means a vessel which is filled with water, and suppose you pour more water on it, what will happen? It will fall down. Here also the laughter of the boy is so much that it is coming out. It is shown in his face that he is very happy. And as they are going, this family is going, his father and his mother are going, this child is lagging behind. Lagging means left behind, because when he is going his mind is diverted. He is attracted by the things in the shop. He sees some toys in one of the shop, and his mind is diverted there. Then what his parents do? They say, "Come child, come," and they call him because the child is watching the toys in the toy shop. And now about the quality of this child. This child is very obedient child. When he hears that his parents are calling, he at once goes to them. He goes to them because he is a good child, obedient child. But his legs are moving towards his parents, but his head is still towards the toy shop, and he wants to buy a toy from that shop. Now I will like to tell you about some children who are very small. When they go to market or some place, and suppose if they see a toy in any of the shop, then they demand their parents that they want that toy, and if that parent is not able to provide that toy, the child at once lays down on the road. He starts crying that he wants the toy that time itself. So poor parent, he has to purchase that toy and give that child. But in our lesson this child is not like that. He understands the thing, and he goes to his parents, and he has decided that he will ask a toy to buy for himself. Then he requested his father. He pleaded means requested his father that he wants a toy from that toy shop. But his father becomes very angry, red eyed. Red eyed shows that his father is very angry, and he's tyrant. Tyrant means oppressive. When someone puts you down, we say he is tyrant, oppressive. So his father becomes very angry on the child because he has asked to purchase a toy, and he don't want to purchase that toy for his child. Now the mother wants to control the situation. She is melted. Melted means she is loving, she is caring. She tries to divert the attention of the boy from the toy shop. He shows to the boy that, boy, see that field, mustard field. And in this way, she tries to make the things better by diverting the attention of the child. And this boy is an understanding boy also. He understands. Then he leaves that toy and he walks forward. Now, next thing which diverts his attention is dragonflies. He watched some dragonflies which are flying in their gaudy. Gaudy means extremely bright and showy, purple wings. And this boy is continuously watching this dragonfly, and he waits that when this dragonfly will sit on a flower at rest, he will quietly go there and he will catch the wings of this dragonfly. So this dragonfly goes and sits in a flower, and this boy quietly goes to catch this dragonfly. But when the boy arrived there, this dragonfly at once flies from that place. So he is unable to catch that dragonfly. And the dragonfly is fluttering its wing, going here and there. And again the mother gives a call to this child. Come, child, come. Come on to the footpath. Then this child, he runs to the footpath because now they are going to the fair. Fair means mela. He ran towards his parents gaily. Gaily means happily, and walked abreast. Abreast means side by side and facing the same way. So he was walking side by side facing his parents, and he was looking down. And when he looked down, what he showed, and he saw that there were some insects. They were teeming out. Teeming out means coming out of their holes, coming out of their places. Now his mind is diverted towards those insects which were coming out of the holes from that place. Again the parents make a call to this child. Come, child, come. And now the child see that his parents are sitting on a group. Group means a group of trees, and this group of trees are near the well. The boy at once runs towards his parents who are sitting near the group of trees. And when this boy moves towards this group of trees, at once a shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the group, forgetting about his parents. Now this child's mind is diverted towards these flower petals. He starts collecting the petals one by one, and his mind is completely focused on this flower petals. But he heard the cooing. Cooing means making sound of doves, and he runs towards his parents shouting, the dove, the dove. The raining petals dropped from his forgotten. So he has collected some of the flower petals, and when he watches this dove, the bird, he forgets about the petals, and the petals come down from his hands and they fall on the ground. Now again the parents say, come, child, come. They call to the child who had now gone running in the wild capers. Capers means a playful skipping movement. So he was jumping and moving round this banyan tree, and he was going towards his parents. He was enjoying his life in this spring season. The nature is providing us so many opportunities, and we should enjoy whenever we get any opportunity. As they neared the village, neared means when they reached the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs. Throng means huge crowds converging. Converging means gathering to the whirlpool. Whirlpool means going round and round and round of the fair. So when you enter the fair, there is a lot of people, a crowd is there, and the people are moving round and round, seeing each and everything that is shown in the fair. And this boy is fascinated means attracted towards this fair, and he is very eager to enter the fair. So when they enter the fair, the first shop which the child saw, is one of his favorite shop, and I think it is the favorite shop of all the children. It is the sweet seller shop and mithai wala shop. Everyone likes mithai. So this sweet seller, he was hawked. Hawked means he was making sounds, calling the people by saying the words like gulab jamun, rasgulla, burfi, jalebi, and all the people who heard this sound, their mouth watered. Some of them, they went to his shop. They told him to pack the sweets for them. And when the child saw the sweets, his mouth also watered. Then he noticed the design of the sweets. The sweet seller had made the architectural design, means some sweets were at the top, some little bottom. That means the sweets were arranged in a good fashion that all the sweets can be seen by the people. And then the favorite sweet of this little boy was burfi. In a slow voice he said, I want burfi. Because earlier when he demanded toy, his father became angry, his eyes were red, so he knew that his parents are not going to buy sweets for him. So in a very slow sound he said, I want burfi. And he knew his parents will not provide him, so he quietly thought that his parents will think that he is greedy. So without waiting for their answer, he moved on to see what was being sold at the next counter. And what he saw next was a flower seller. He was selling flowers. He was hawking. Hawking means making sound and calling the people, saying a garland of gulmohar. Gulmohar is a kind of flower, as you can see in the picture. A garland of gulmohar. Garland is har. The child seemed irresistibly drawn. He went towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped and half murmured. Murmured means said in a very slow voice, I want that garland. He said in a slow voice because he knew that his parents are not going to provide him or buy him that flower, gulmohar flower. But he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say that they were cheap, the flowers were cheap, of low quality. So without waiting for their answer, the child sadly moved on. Now the next shop which he saw was a balloon seller, a balloon shop, and the color of the balloon were red, green, purple, and the child was very much attracted to the rainbow color of the balloons. He also wanted to buy the balloon, but since he knew that his parents are not going to buy him, he moved on. He thought that his parents would say to him that he has grown big now. He is not that much small to play with balloons. So he moved on to the next counter. Next, what he had seen was a snake charmer. A snake charmer was a person who is playing the flute, and the snake is coiled. Coiled means sitting inside the basket in a round form. You might have seen mosquito coil. It's round, round, round shape. So the snake is also sitting inside the basket in a coil shape. But when it heard the sound of the flute, the snake at once came out, because the snake also liked the sound of the flute, and the child also liked the sound of the flute, but his parents have forbidden him. Forbidden means not allowed him to hear such coarse means unpleasant music. So without thinking much, he left that place. He proceeded further. So when he moved on, next what he saw was a roundabout. Roundabout means a jhula, which is moving very fast. And when this roundabout is moving, the people are making sound, shrieked. The people shrieked. Shrieked means made sounds. You might have visited Disneyland. You might have sat in some swings like break dance, jhula, and all, and those people who are sitting there, when the swing moves, they are making sound. So many sounds they make. Here also the people who are sitting in roundabout, they were making sounds. Now this child is not able to control himself. He gathers courage and he decides to ask his parents that he wants to sit in that roundabout. So with courage he says to his father and mother, "Father, mother, I want to go in this roundabout." But when he turns his face, what he sees? No father, no mother, there was no reply. He turned to look at his parents, they were not there. The child is lost. Ahead of him, he turned to look on either side, they were not there. He looked behind, there was no sign of them. So now we are coming to the title, that the child is lost. And this is our first session. I am going to end here, and in the next session I will complete the story. So we are going to have a break here, and after break we are going to continue the story.